All right, everybody. How's everybody doing? So today, folks, we will have a very special session. Let's give the folks a few minutes here to pop here into the session, folks. All right, folks, 1 minute. I'm just setting everything up here before we get rolling. All right, folks. So we're going to get this started here. We have a few people that are rolling in. What's going on, folks? We got AC in the house. CJ Brown, what's going on, man? Email, what's going on? James Brown, Jav Castro, Mr. Rental, Kevin, Phil's in the house. All right, folks, we're going to get this rolling here now. So for those that don't know me, my name is Rodrigo, right? If you already know me here, well, welcome back. In the chat, give me a 1 if you've been here before. I'm sorry, put me a 1 in the chat if this is your first time. A 1 in the chat if this is your first time here. A 2 in the chat if you've been here before. But folks, I'm super excited for this week's session because we have something very special here that we are doing for all of our viewers on today's session, right? This is something that we've never done this before, and we're just gonna do it here tonight. But before we get into all of that, right, I wanna introduce anyone who is new to Nick Chahine. Basically, Nick Chahine is an analyst on the Benzinga Options newsletter, services and options inner circle chat room, okay? That's what we will be going over today, all right? Nick has been doing his thing with us here at Benzinga for about 10 years, and he's consistently killing it for all of our subscribers and even those of us who work here that have been taking his trades as well. And, you know, the credit put spreads that he does, calls, puts. But folks, this week we are, as usual, going to be going over a lot of the information inside of the inner circle and giving you a sneak peek into the magic and how it happens, all right? Really quick here though, before I turn things over to Nick, I just want to let everyone know that it's more important than ever because before that you stay tuned through the entire session because we will be giving you a special offer on the inner circle tonight that we've never done before and we will never do it again, right? It's just for today, but we're gonna let you guys know all about that later on. Keep your eyes peeled because you don't want to miss this. So let's go and bring on the man himself, Nick Chahine, lead trader of the options inner circle. Let's remove the red curtain there.
I feel like I need to stand up and do some dance or something.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. At this point, well, I mean, a lot of people here do know you here, Nick. And if you notice, I don't know if you're reading the chat there, but we do have a lot of ones. Jav Castro is here with us.
What was the question? I see a lot of 1s, some 2s. What was the question?
The question was if they've been here before, right? If they've already been in one of these sessions.
Okay.
So we have a lot of 1s.
So we have a lot of 1s, but I see a lot of friends too. So that's good. Good mix. Good mix. They'll support what I'm saying. We have a lot of participants. So let's see if we can do a good job today. First of all, wow, what a day. And by the way, I'm a little drugged up. I have migraine. So I'm on migraine medicine. So I'm a little bit loopy. But I still know what's going on. So right here, what I'm looking at, let's just jump into it as to how I love helping people through the service. So this chart on my screen right now is the SQQQ, which is not my favorite ticker. But why am I looking at it? I don't like these tickers. Why? Because
you're not
if I
sharing
look
your
at
screen
it,
there, Nick.
Oh yeah. Let me take the screen over. See, I share my screen all day, so I assume you guys are looking at it. This one. And of course, everything walks away from me. Why do they do that? Where is the chat? I want to see the chat in front of me. There you go. So what you're looking at is the SQQQQ chart, and it's pretty messy, and I'll fix it in a second, reset it. That's why I don't like it. I don't trade charts that look like this. Okay, so if you take the daily chart, it doesn't look like this, but if you expand it, it looks like this. So it's not my type of my cup of tea. So why am I looking at it if I don't like it? Because I literally just had a question from somebody in the chat room and not the live room. This is the chat room. This is a resource where, so I've been working with Benzinga, helping people like you for 12 years, actually 10 years ish, 10, 11, something like that. And we created a regular chat room years ago. I said there needs to be a way. It's a two-way communication. So there's a chat room. It's like if you've used Slack or Discord or Teams, it's just a space where you have access. You can jump in and say, hey, what do you think of this? Or has anyone seen Nick's comment about what? So this person comes in, literally minutes ago, I read the message asking about the SQQQ, and they had a specific trades and they asked me about it. So I said, I don't like this sticker, but it has the opportunity to jump. So this is the short the NASDAQ type of a deal. So if the markets rally this fall, so today it had a green candle, and I commented on it. So I mentioned it not as a trade recommendation for the sticker, but as to some of the benefits. Why would anybody want to join a team? You're probably trading alone, I'm going to guess. So if you're trading alone, for the most part, you're swimming upstream against the world. So if you come with us, we are thousands in my group. Yes, thousands. And 350 live every day. What does that mean? So I mentioned the chat room. That's not the cool part. The cool part is that I share my screen like this to 320 to 350 people live every day. How long? Between 8 and 9 in the morning. No, all day. What? Yes. I was talking at 5 o'clock this morning or 5:15 this morning. I was already talking charts live, my time. I went full bore at 6 in the morning before the market opened. I said, I opened it up. Give me tickers. Let's get ready for the day. And I got like a dozen, maybe 12 tickers, 10 to 12 tickers before the day even started. So they went to war with knowledge of levels and such. So you have the resource of talking to me at any point in time. That's one huge benefit and tangible result I see. And then the other one is that if you do need hand-holding all day, or you have some free time, you want to pop in, you can join us live. And if you can't join us live, you're not missing out on anything, because anything that happens in the live room is for fast traders or just answering questions. Anything that has sustainability, like I wanted to catch the knife in Affirm today, I wrote it up and sent it into the slow poke chat room and disseminated through email. So chat room is great, two-way communication. Live room is awesome because it's a lot of fun. So today we nailed the price action. There were a couple of surprises, and I'll share them with you if you want. Right there, we said, this is a trend. Don't try to catch the falling knife. They are selling rallies. There was one surprising spot, and maybe you missed it. Let me highlight it to you. This right here. This right here was a real conundrum, and I still don't know what the hell happened here. And I'm going to bring something up to you. You're gonna not believe it. So this drop, it's not the size of the drop. This was the highest point of contention yesterday by a mile. Look, this right here was the highest volume, and this pop overnight, they slid through it. They went through it like it was butter. The easiest spot of the day for the bears was supposed to be the toughest. It's like market makers got there and said, uh-oh, we got to hop over that, because if we don't, we're not going to be able to cut through it slowly. Whoop. There were no trades here. Look. That's a hole in the volume today. So they got here and they said, screw that. And let's do this. So did you catch it? I'm going to open it up. Something happened overnight that told us we were going to fall. Did anybody catch it? I brought it up before the market opened. I'm going to load it slowly and tell me if anybody caught it. Take a guess. It's a company ticker. One company. It's kind of smart, the company. No. Who took bids from Google? Who took bids away from Google today, this week? This week, not today. Microsoft. Microsoft. And let me tell you what happened overnight. This happened. Microsoft overnight had a flash crash. Well, these wicks don't bother me if they happen in the after. So this was yesterday. After the close yesterday, when we have a wide range, we usually have long wicks, right? That's normal. Those are late settlements, but they usually match up to a level. We had a wick here, we had a wick in Tesla, and we had a wick in Microsoft. Well, the wick in Microsoft went lower than anything from yesterday. So it is not a late settlement because there was no ticks like this. So I said, when we were up here, up 1%, I said, put that on your map. It was $110 to buy the put. I think it was $400 middle of the afternoon. If somebody bought that put, they quadrupled their money. So that was a hint that things were not happy this morning. Before the market opened, I spent 20 minutes explaining how I'm concerned about this exuberance in the market. And this is the guy who was saying buy the dip in June and October when everybody else was pooping their pants. So I'm not bearish. I'm just concerned at the lack of fear right now with no change. What do you mean no change? But Powell, no change. Powell did not say anything new. We just choose to hear whatever the fudge, almost cussed there, whatever the hell we want. Powell is going to be raising rates, is what he said, for a long time to a higher degree than what he said back in September. I hope he stops because he broke the economy and he doesn't even know it. You know how I know he broke the economy? Amazon is growing single digits. That's the mother of all growth companies. I need to see another quarter from Amazon to help me better feel better about the economy. All right. So in the pre-market, we had a discussion in the live room. We were ready for the price action. So having it fall this much was a surprise, but let's put some sanity around this. So I had somebody jump into the live room and say, what did she say? Let me try to find her words. She said, what's the headline? Why are we falling? I think something like that. I was like, okay, so you didn't come to me asking me for what's the headline here or what's the headline here. Why are you asking? We only ask about headlines when we have red ticks. Everybody's happy with green ticks. Nobody cares about why we're rallying, whether it's right or wrong. As soon as we get one red tick, everybody freaks out. So let me zoom out and let's talk some sense into it. So if you're ready, shake the news out of your head. Forget what you heard on CNBC. Let's put your brains onto this picture in front of me. If I give you a chart looking like this chart, forget what it says, what name it is or whatever. This chart, is this bearish? Would you be asking what happened today? Would you say, what's the headline that caused this? Forget the scoreboard. This chart is put in front of you. Would you be concerned about anything in this chart? Nobody would blink because this chart, this company just rallied 20%. Okay. It gave back half and rallied another 11, 12%. It hasn't even given back one red tick. We're going sideways for 5 days. Okay. So this is a daily chart. So where does the trouble start? You go to 2 hours. This is still an ascending trend, is it not? It's going from the lower left to the upper end. So if I were to say, okay, let's comment on this company for this time frame. Okay, the bulls are buying dips. So dip bought, dip bought, dip bought, dip bought, dip bought. This is another dip. Dip, 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 dip. The bulls are buying dips. That's how you make higher lows and higher highs. Sounds like a ditty. Dip, 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 dip. All right. So this is 1 hour. Whoops. 1 hour. Okay. So now we start to see that they're battling over a zone. All right. So the zone is somewhere around here. We have just as much action here, as much action here. Onus is on the bears to break support and bring back the battle to below the zone. So on the 1 hour chart, we're still okay. Let's clear it. I'm trying to find where the trouble starts. 30 minutes. Okay, so 30 minutes. I zoom back out a little bit. I get my pen back on. All right, so we have a breakout here. And this is the zone they're fighting over now. So fail, breakout, test for floor, support, confirmed. They're not even at support. So they won this battle, the bears. So the bulls, when they bounce, they have the opportunity to fight for that again. If not, they might come down here and come down and test this. So what is happening? This was February 1st. I forget what that was, headline. Blah, 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 somebody said something. They're going back to retest for footing. Now, the SPY has dark pool levels scattered. There's one at 407.50. It's not a dark pool level, but that's a pivot point. 406.40, you can write them down. SPY, 406.40 matters. It's like $4.5 billion at a dark pool trade. What is that? Giant money that comes out of nowhere and trades the SPY off markets. It's important, trust me. And then 4.550, 405, 405.50-ish, another level. So those are numbers that are important right now. So now that we've talked about this, so now you should feel better about what the hell happened today, which is what? Nothing. We just had a red day. It happened in a trend day. A trend day is when it goes south or north in a systemic manner. The battle was right here. So keep 410 in mind. Keep 408.50 in mind. All these are important lines. And you just say, okay, we had a red day. It wasn't even down 1%, was it? What was the final score? I don't even remember. Minus 0.8. But the swing is almost 1.8 from top to bottom. So that's important. Where did the SPS close? I'm curious. 4081. Okay. So this is what's going on. Nothing is going on. Nothing. Okay. Next week, we have a monthly expiration. So you're going to hear Wall Street talk about Gamma and Vanna and Charm and dealers and market makers balancing books and hedging. Listen, ignore all of it. Focus on the facts. The facts are very few, but it's right here. Facts and figures. Charts are facts. There is no opinion here. This data point happened. This data point happened. That's not an opinion. These are facts. You know what other things are facts? When you go to Google and you open up its balance sheet and income statement, those are facts. And do you have a brain? Yes, you do. Make up your own mind. This is a company. Look at this P&L. What? And they're all freaking out about it because one AI thing failed. All right. So let's check out what the fans are saying today. These are snapshots from the live room today. Every once in a while, I take a snapshot. This is Mark, he's asking me, he got 50% profit on the TQs. Would he keep a runner? And so somebody else jumped in and answered. Let me see here. Great decision. Thank you, C-Man. So this is Crailman helping other people. So this is where I tell you 332 at that point in time, helping each other. Microsoft channel says we hit 266. So they were focused on it. So Luis, he saw somebody else earlier. His name is Dan F, this guy. He had an iron condor earlier. He messaged me within 2 hours. He said, I feel trouble. I'm going to punt it until tomorrow and take more credits. So I said, great job. And Luis, it got Luis thinking. So he booked his profits twice today and he messaged me. So Luis made a good job, made a good decision because he watched another guy with a similar trade do something similar. This guy, Wolf, was
a quick note. That guy, Mark, I signed him up like I think a week ago. So he's
new,
very
for
new.
Sure. He's definitely new, and he comes in and asks very specific questions. And this is somebody we discussed TTM squeeze. Forgot how it came up. Somebody went and got a TTM squeeze definition or discussion, and this is JBL. Thanks, Crailman. All day gives us. Money net flow. So data about what do you call it? Algo flow. What are the machines doing? What are the big boys and girls doing? He all day to help us make decisions. I mean, this is stuff I would do, but there's somebody else doing it for us. I'll take that. And he helped make decisions. He helped JBL make some money. I think JBL jumped in and said, should I buy puts? And we discussed it. And I said, fine. He made 200% on puts or whatever. Ryan came in, your buddy Ryan. He came in and loaded up on puts. He made 800% on his puts, the 416 puts, I think, or 412. And then he also left runners that were like 12 or 1400% up. I pushed back on him. I said, did you post your entry? Because I missed it. 406 puts. I missed it. And he said, yes, I did. And other people verified it. So I'm okay as long as somebody posts their entry. I don't want people to hoot and holler and not post their entries. Like you can't just jump in and say, I made 1,000% and you didn't even share the trade. It's like, what? Okay. So I didn't answer his question. All right. So this is Larry saying thank you. But here, it is rare. So this person is praising me. So I said, can I cover your name? And they said, you don't have to cover my name, but I did anyway. So the environment breeds success from the standpoint of we try to minimize mistakes. So if you can minimize your mistake by talking to other people, that's job accomplished right there. And if you can piggyback off of other people's ideas, like Ryan said, I'm shorting, who reported after hours? Not PayPal, somebody else. Lyft. So I shared my read on the Lyft and PayPal reactions. And he said, I'm going to jump in to put lottery ticket puts on Lyft. I think it's falling after hours, right? So I think it fell 19% or whatever. So if that's the case when we open, and I jumped in and I said, Ryan has a good hunch usually on guessing things like this. Hopefully somebody heard me and they took their bet. It wasn't my bet. There you go. So somebody in here verifies what I just said. I went out of my way to say that Ryan makes good guesses because he does. So if I hope somebody joined him. Here's Ricky Rocco. I want to say I'm glad. I appreciate service so much value to me. So do you need anything more than this? This person is saying that its service is so much value. So all I can do is offer my time, which is 9 hours a day, if not more. Today I logged off at the close, and I left somebody in the room open to mediate because I knew I couldn't stay. I had a migraine. I took a bite to eat and I took a 20-minute nap before I came in here so I can join you. Otherwise, I would have had to bail. If you've never had migraines, they literally shut you down. They shut you down. Here's Double Eagle. He made money. So this morning I did an iron butterfly and I said the goal is to scalp. Somebody scalped $2 out of it. $2, that's $200 a contract. If they hung on to it, they lost money. But they closed it because I persisted. I said, you get out, you get out. Okay. There's a lot of jokes too during the day. Let me see. These are different days, by the way. I've been here less than 2 weeks. Okay, this is a person. This guy, his name is Lou. He's the one that said I could use his name. So I covered it, and then he said, don't worry about it. You can use his name, my name. So this is the guy that said, this is recent, February 7th. I've been here less than 2 weeks and my P&L has improved dramatically. I'm mostly a seller. Ooh, I cut it off. And managing the iron condors and iron butterflies and credit spreads, mostly based on your recommendations, but also applying something. I went from being 0.25 hitter to, but allows the P&L to being a 3.3. So he improved his game and he's glad he's in the group. So he's not saying I did 1,000,000,000%. Okay. So this is what happens. And this is other people's opinions, not me. And how does it happen? I'm available in the chat room here. That's open all day. Or if you hop onto the live room, every morning I share my message. Yeah, I do a write-up. I share all the charts, all the levels, support and resistance. And by the way, my support and resistance for today, let's go check. By the way, if I didn't finish the thought, Google is A-okay. If you've panicked out of Google because its AI machine broke, are you kidding me? Okay, so Google makes, what is it? I don't know, 150 billion in gross profit. It doesn't need an AI. That's extra. Google's money, it's untouchable. Amazon is pretty good entry point too, but not all in anything. So what was I going here? The SPY. Oh, I said the SPY support is 407.5. I shared it before the market opened. It closed at 407.09. And I said the secondary support level is 405.5 or something like that. And I share charts. I do the futures. We do crypto. What do you want? We got You want to talk currency? We can. Anything that I can put a chart on, I
Right.
can give you an opinion on.
And that's great. So like, for example, we did a quick poll here for the folks.
Cash flow. That's interesting.
And basically we're asking the viewers here, we have hundreds of people here watching, what's most important to you as a trader? Most people do feel that cash flows is more the most important thing for them as a trader. Nick, I know that you do have several strategies that you do, the condors, the spreads.
So yeah, I do. So
specifically.
I'm happy to see that a lot of you do long returns, but most of you are looking for cash flow. So we had that discussion today. First week with Nick, I'm not a spread trader and the rhythm is fast on spreads, but I will catch up basically on weekends. Okay, there you go. Oh, there's Mark. We were talking about you.
Yeah.
So oh yeah, and we do Sunday webinars. 2 hours of webinars. I do 4 hours of homework so we can do a 2-hour webinar on Sunday. So I work on Saturday, so you don't have to, lazy bums. I do the work for you. Anyway, so
what I was Sunday meeting that you have with the
yeah, Sunday live webinar. If you want to join it, if you can't join it, we'll record it and we'll share it. Okay.
For the chat members, just so that there's no confusion.
Oh yeah, no. If you give me your time, I will give you mine. Okay. So what was I going to say here? I was saying something. Oh yeah.
Cash flow.
Yeah. So trading, okay, most people buy something to get from point A to point B, or sell something to get from point A to point B. The shorts will try to sell it here to buy it back here. The bulls will try to buy it here to sell it here. It's not easy, but if you hit it, you make a lot of money. I'm not going to sway you from not doing that. I will help you do that. I'm very good with charts. It's a humble statement. I promise you, I'm very good with charts. Okay, so that's one way to do it. But I think everybody should try to do it my way, which is bet on the other places where price is not going to go. What do I mean? It's easier to say that price will not be here than it is to say price will be here. So it's easier for me to find all the other places where price is not likely to go, rather than to guess as to the one point where it's going to go. Let me elaborate on this one. So today, ripped from the headlines, we had a company, a firm report last night. It got punished really hard. So if you pull up a 15-minute chart, you think this company is in trouble, right? But then again, if you expand the time frame a little bit, you will see that it rallied off of a double bottom, 160%. Shoot, I need to mute myself here. I'm expecting a car delivered. I swear to God, I'm not making this up. So I need to pick this up. Hold on.
All right, so we're just gonna wait there for Nick really quick there to pick up his new Lamborghini. Ishor says, no, he didn't get a Tesla. Trust me, no, he's not a big fan of Tesla. Let's see. Ishwar says, I really wish to see Nick's.
Sorry, yeah. I want a specific car. I found it in Arizona, so I bought it from Arizona. Okay. So this is a huge rally, 160%. And they just gave back more than half violently. Why? Because the rally was violent. So when they overshoot in one way, they overshoot in the other way. So it had already fallen into the earnings and then fell a lot more after the earnings, like 17 or 18 or 19%. So here's my way of looking at it. A firm is a good company. I read the report top line. I didn't peer into every statement, but people punished it because it lost more money than it expected. Well, I think people are not looking at it the right way, because this is a growth story. It's not a value story. If this was IBM not growing, I would tell you, okay, you can punish it for not being profitable. But this is a company that's growing sales. You can't remember Amazon, 15 years of losing, people shorting it for 10 years, 12 years, because it doesn't profit enough. Well, they're judging it by the wrong metric. So I looked at sales, they grew double digits. Amazon, the mother of all growth company, did not grow double digits. So growing over 10% was pretty impressive for a small company. So it lost more money and they're punishing it on that. So then I read the comments. They're looking to cut 19% of their workforce, and they are looking to focus their capex on projects that are good margins. So they said, we hear you, Wall Street. You want us to focus on profitability, and we will. You know who did that? Like 3.5 years ago, Uber. When they came to market, they were like this huge unicorn, and then it fell off, and they hated it. And one quarter, forgot his name, Dara, whatever his name is, he said, all right, I hear you. I'm focused on profitability. That's all he said. Nothing changed in their P&L. He just said it, and whoop, the stock bottomed and it went. So I jumped in to catch the falling knife. So let me describe how we can combine cash flow with swing trade opportunities. Let's say I want to own the shares of a firm here at 1340. And let's say, we can discuss that next. And let's say, okay, so if I wanted to buy 100 shares, I would go in and have to spend 100 shares times 1340. So I would have to fork over $1,300, and I have no protection. If the stock continues to fall, I'm falling right here, right now. So here's what I did. I said, I'm going to test it out, and I tested it out live, and that's what I did. This is my practice account from E-Trade, but that's the trade I put on today for a firm. So don't take that as a trade alert, and please do not sell naked puts if you've never done it before, okay? It's not for the faint of heart. Not for the faint of heart. Okay, so what I did, I said to myself, I said, if I'm willing to buy it at 1350, would I be willing to buy it at 1050? The answer is, of course, yes. So here's what I did. Instead of spending $1,350, I collected $50. What? Yes. I sold this put. I went out and said, everybody's panicking. I got you. Give me your shares at 1050. So me selling this put, credit goes into my account. I don't spend a nickel. I collect money to belong a firm. So the worst case scenario for me is a firm falls to say 10. And I may wake up one day owning shares at 1050, but you lost 50 cents. Well, first of all, I did better than if I had bought them at 1350. I would have lost $3.50. Second of all, I didn't start losing unless I sell it for under $10. What do you mean? I sold the put for 50 cents. I get to keep it. I wake up, I own shares. I have 50 cents to spare. So my break-even point is down here. So what happens? Let's look at the chart. Let's say I wake up one day and I own shares at 1050. I don't start losing unless I sell my shares below $10. Compare that with me buying them here and losing all the way to here. Whereas here is where I start losing from my trade. The only drawback is I don't participate in the rally. So if it rallies, I don't make money. Well, that's why I'm saying, however you trade, you can continue trading with better guidance. But wouldn't it be nice to split your risk between, hey, passive income, I don't have to do anything, I just need time to tick, and active participation in the rally. So let's say I wanted to own 200 shares of this one. I would sell one put and buy one call way out in time. So the out-of-pocket expense would be minimal. We'll go check one out. And if it falls, I may own shares at a discount. If it rallies, I'm already long. 200 shares. 100 from this, 100 from that. All right, so let's see if we can go find that out. If it would have been, I did not buy a call. Okay, so if I wanted to buy a call, I would not buy it from March 10th. I would go out in time. I could pick May. I picked that. I could go higher. So I would spend $230 to buy the $15 call. So net out of pocket, I would spend $230 minus 50 cents. So that's it. That's my out of pocket expense. And I'm long 200 shares indirectly. 100 active will bring me money if it rallies. 100 passive, it brings me money if it doesn't collapse. And I have a buffer. Look how many puts there are here. These people are panicking. 25,000 contracts bought today in panic at 750. That's somebody that has no conviction in their stock. But guess what? If the market maker sold those, you think it's going to go below 750? Chances not, because then the market maker would lose money. Same here, same here. So that's my strategy on Affirm. Sell puts into panic. The VIX was high today, the market was falling, and Affirm was falling. Those puts are steamy. I don't know if today is the low in Affirm, but I'm willing to take the risk for 29 days and get paid for it. So that's one way to make passive income. All right. You're so lost. I can help you. I can help set you straight. All right. So let's set you straight real quick. Okay. These are options contracts. This is Affirm. So everything on this page is Affirm. Follow me. Okay. Are you trading alone? Don't trade alone. Friends, don't let friends trade alone. So this is Affirm. Everything on here is for Affirm. This is a contract that expires on March 10th. March 10th. It has 29 days. And every contract represents 100 shares. So these are parameters. So contracts, you have a buyer and you have a seller. And you have time. That's one element of the contract. Date, one element of the contract. Who? Affirm. How many? 100. So, with me so far? Yes. Okay. They come in two flavors. They come in called puts and they come in called calls. Vanilla and strawberry. Neither is bullish, neither is bearish. They're both bullish and bearish. It depends on what you do with them. So let me explain my position, the one I just used. I said I sold a put. What does that mean? Somebody out there is panicking. They own shares. Like, oh my God, what if it falls to 9? I want to be out at 1050. So they say, who will buy my shares at 1050? By me selling the put, I'm saying, I will buy your shares at 1050. I sell the put, they pay me 51 cents. They paid me more, actually. They paid me $51 to say, I will buy 100 shares. So one day, I may wake up owning 100 shares. Why? The buyer of that put has the right to call their broker and say, I bought a put from Nick, give him my shares. And all of that is done automatically. Let me show you how it's done. I literally go in here. I like this. I want to sell. I always use one because I don't want to sway anybody with how many. Okay. And I say, okay, preview the order. Credits I receive, 50 minus the fees, send. And whoop, somebody will buy it. Now I'm committed to buying 100 shares. That's it. The other side takes control immediately. What does that mean? I go to sleep, I wake up. I go to sleep, I wake up. Do I have my shares? No. Do I have my shares? No. If they don't give me my shares, I got $50 out of thin air. So this is not a recommendation for anyone that's never done this before without hand-holding, okay? These are big boy trades and big person trades, I should say. I'll give you an example. A couple of years, 3 years ago, I sold the put. This is the worst case scenario. I sold the put in US Steel, the letter X. It was falling into $10. I sold the $9 put and the stock collapsed. It went to under 5. So I was on the hook to buying shares at 9 and it went to 5 and lower. Every day I would say, put me to stock. I would wake up. Nope, I was never assigned. The stock rallied back. I made money from the trade. And without the details, I'm going to bore you with the details. I made a lot of money on the trade, but I was never assigned. Sometimes you get assigned, sometimes you don't.
Right. And we have a good question here by Munko. Is your room beneficial to day traders? Hold up. The question.
Yes. Yeah.
That,
don't finish.
up,
don't finish. Yes. Yes. Don't finish that statement. Yes.
But I mean, it's kind of complex. So the question she's asking, I don't know if you can read it there.
Where is it? Is my room beneficial to day traders that may buy a call or put or two, but don't like to sell? Yes. 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 I have a lot of people that cannot sell options because of the type of account they have or the size of the account they have. So they're stuck trading momentum. So they buy puts and calls. Today, they crushed it. They jumped on puts and they freaking crushed it. And if the call buyers were listening, hopefully they didn't get caught averaging down all day. So yes, somebody Snoogie, what is it? Snoogie, I hold on. What SN? I'm gonna call you Snoogie. Snoogie. Can I repeat what I said about the open interest? Just from that question, Snoogie, you belong in a room. Get in your room. Get in the room. Just from that question. I know you're going to love it. And that comment, I will repeat, that's my secret sauce. I can read the options chain like nobody's business. Today, it didn't work. Today, what we call in the group Freaky Friday, FFM, Freaky Friday mode, where the price action did not match the bets in the options. So the market makers knew it wasn't going to work, and they took the momentum and made money off of it. But those are rare, especially on a Thursday.
Right, Nick. So listen, we're getting a lot of questions on the chat room and the special offer. So some of the people have to go and they definitely want to hear about this. So I'll just take a few minutes, go over this with them, Nick. And we got some other questions about the room. Then we can get back here into a few things. Big shout out to my brother there. Doc's in the house. Good to see you there.
Doc, folks, what are you doing here? You were hosting the room. What happened?
So, all right, Nick, thanks. But all right, so look, folks, I know that a lot of you have been waiting to hear what we're doing different tonight with the Inner Circle offer. We've been doing this for a while, and basically we got in touch with the editorial team, the executive team, to get a special offer just for tonight's webinar. This offer is so unbelievably good that we were literally told that we cannot do this again. We can only do it for the coming 24 hours. Nick doesn't want to hear about it. One day, that's it. So for anybody that signs up for Nick's Inner Circle chat room on the annual subscription that we have the link, okay, for the $19.97 for the year, we will give you a second year absolutely free. That's a full access to Inner Circle chat room with Nick Chahine, 20 trades a month, Sunday session, full options, mentoring, guidance, private one-on-one teachings there during the sessions, private messaging feature, push notifications so that you download your phone. Download the Benzinga app, okay? And you log in with your credentials, you get the push notifications. That's also part of everything here. And look, we've truly never done something like this before. We don't plan to do it again. This offer is not something you can click and buy online. It's not something you will find, right? This is really the most important part. The only way that you can get this 2-year offer is over the phone by either calling into my number there or sending an email to give you a call with this before the 24 hours are up. I have strict directions on this. Nobody will be able to get this deal after the 24 hours. And trust me, it's a clear as day, right? Now, if you go and sign up online, you won't get the 2-year offer. You will only get one. So make sure to call in the number that I'm going to put in the chat so that you can get this deal. So if any of you guys have been holding off on this,
I don't know how you do this, you guys.
So if any of you guys have been holding off on doing all this stuff, I'm telling you, because you wanted to save a little more, or just on the fence.
I plugged my ear because
this is for you guys. Okay, this is for you. So do not let this pass you. Do not let this pass you.
That's gross. Okay, that's gross. Listen. 9 hours a day live, worth more than that. I'll let it pass. We'll have a conversation.
Folks, and yes, this is the whole thing, the whole package, the private coaching, the Sunday sessions, which Nick hasn't even really talked much about. We do have the live sessions Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. That's the entire day. Nick showed you basically what you're doing with Nick, and it will look just like this. It's going to literally like where we are right now, but it's only Nick running the session. Now, some of you folks have questions. What is the schedule of the chat room? That is Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. The blue live room is open the entire day, 24/7. So we have an international community. William, we put the link in the chat. You can see, folks, it has the number to call. It has the email. And it has the link for you guys to do it. The only way you can do it is if you do it within the 24 hours. And trust me, it's pretty set on stone that this is only going to be for 24 hours, folks.
So
second question. Yep.
I'm reading a text from Doc, who's in here. He says, close the room, by the way. Watch PayPal and Lyft. Lots of happy members. The 6-cent lotto on Lyft. That's from Ryan. And Ryan is this is Ryan right here. That's the Ryan we just mentioned. Everyone, don't use Lyft until we sell our lotto puts. So not kidding you about that stuff. That happens all day. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so let's just go over a couple of questions here that the folks had. Are the sessions on Sundays recorded? Yes, they are recorded. Just for everybody to know that. And they will be posted in the chat room in case you guys, for some reason are not able to attend the Sunday session. Let's see, does Nick provide options education? Yes, basically the whole, there's a lot of people that are there just for the education, so that's where you can see it. The education is a huge part of what we do. Not only do we talk about trades and setups and, that sort of stuff, technical analysis, market analysis. Nick provides a ton of education, and he's got a private library. And I'll show you, we have a new place where we're putting certain videos as well for Nick Shahine's education stuff. Chat room notifications. Yes, you do actually get, if you do have the chat room open, you can set up sound notifications. And if you do have a, like a phone where you can download the Benzinga app, it's free. You can pretty much get push notifications whenever Nick is posting a trade in the chat room that you're actually seeing there right now with Nick. So if you're trading alone, if you've been on the fence, if your P&L is not where it should be, where it should be, try this group, try Nick Chahine. And Nick can show you a little bit of the chat room there.
Yeah, I can show you. So yeah, on this, sorry, there's a general on this bump here. I said I would buy calls and take them overnight somewhere here. And somebody jumped on calls on their own with my help. So he made a better call than me, and he profited 80%. No, sorry, 300 and something. He bought a call on the SPX for 80 cents and sold it for $3.80 or $3.50, something like that. It was an amazing feat on his own. Just he used my comments. I helped a little bit. My timing was a little bit off. His timing was better, but he won. The chat room itself is this one. They're still talking. There should be 137 people in here now, and the market's closed after spending all day in the live room. So this here is the chat room. It's static. You can direct message me here. I have my own room here. I have some mentions, educational pieces here. What are those? These educational videos on what's a call, what's a put, what's a spread, what's a credit spread, what's a cash settled index. You can watch them. They're like 10, 15 minutes each on your own time. You pop into the chat room for discussions with me, or you pop into the live room for live interaction and watching my screen like you're watching now. Sunday, we do this, a long list of tickers, 3 videos, clickable charts that you can take as homework. These are my comments on your charts, and I deliver them live on a video and in live, and then I record them in a video. Sunday night, I do an 8-minute video goal for the week. The goal for this today and tomorrow to end the goal for the week is to hold the support I just showed you on the daily chart. We don't need upside. We have an inverse head and shoulder breakout that has 400 to 570 points on it. Did you hear that part? I came out bearish, but only to get enough oomph to come back and break from the fails and finally break out from the descending channel that's about 1 year and 1 month old.
Mm-hmm. Right, Nick, and really quick here. So there's a few of the active members here that are showing up. We got PDX saying Nick is the best teacher. Daily random trading lessons are the best. PDX, good to see you there. Pam, my good friend there from Europe, says, I'm a newbie in Nick's trading room learning debit credit spreads. I come from options day trading, and I'm astounded at Nick's charting expertise all the time with all time frames. Nick has helped my day trading too. So that's really good. Pam, big shout out. Pam is one of the lifetime members here. I know I signed her up, but there's like a couple of a month or two ago. We got Doc in the house, of course. We have a couple of the members here actually, and there's really no better way to know to hear the actual members there. And then we have, let's see, I have to say, so this is Ernest Webster. You might remember him from the chat room. He says, I have to say, Nick has really helped me turn my view on how the markets work and how traders think. when making their entries and exits from upside down to right side up. L. Weiner says Nick is the most patient, dedicated teacher in the world.
That's Laurel. That's Laurel Weiner. Yeah.
Yep. No, so it's only annual. So some of the people are saying that the checkout says it's $6,000. That is the full price. Correct. The only way you can get the $19.97 for 2 years is if you call the number that we're putting there in the chat. Phil, that's for you. I know a couple of you guys had that same question. Phil Harrison, Chalk Pats, everybody that's trying to Kanta. The only way to get the deal is to call in that number. So make sure you do that.
Nick is not a chump. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that is the full price, the $6,000. You guys are getting this only.
Okay, throw me a ticker. I'll read it. Throw me a ticker. I just showed you a few ideas.
So listen, let me ask you something, Nick. What do you think about the whole crazy stuff with this Chat GPT or whatever it is? People think it's the end of the world. It's getting too advanced.
A couple of weeks ago, I said you should invest in Microsoft. You know, something happened and the market dipped, and I said you should buy Microsoft because it snagged up ChatGPT, not C3 AI. So I'm long Palantir, and I'm doing pretty well with it. It's an AI trade that has meat. Microsoft, it's a good move, but the income stream is not soon. And if you're selling Google on this AI thing, I think you're making a mistake. Let me put it this way. If the markets are higher in the future, Google is higher in the future. So you shorting Google now and going long markets is whacked out as a logic. All right. So I just showed you a few stocks. I'm short BX for the group. I shared a short on BX for the group based on patterns. All right. So this was the drop here. I copied it and I moved it back. Very similar. Moved it back. Very similar. So I said, how about now? So I shorted it. It's working. I'm short GE. What, Nick? I thought you were bullish. Yes, but I'm short chart action. I'm not short stock fundamentals. I don't like this price action. So I'm very profitable in it. I bought a put out in time. I shared it. I sold puts against it. They expired in my favor. I sold puts again today, and hopefully they'll expire in my favor. And if this happens over the next 2 weeks, it's going to make me a decent penny. I'm short rig. It's not working. I told the people to bail out of it for a scratch. I'm still in it. I'm stubborn. Disney, I'm giving you the range that you should pay attention tomorrow. This is the real range from the earnings reaction. Anything above here came from hogwash out of Bob Iger's mouth. He came out and said some things that may or may not happen. Oh, we're going to ask the board to reinstate the dividend. Okay, that's good to know. How about you tell us when you actually do the goddamn dividend and not when you think about doing it? So that is not cool. So this is wind. This is the real reaction. So this is not an obvious entry point for Disney, and I'm a fan of the company. This is a streaming play, and now they want to split the company in three. So it's a headline stock. I'm out of it. I don't trade Disney right now. Let's see what else.
So we had Doc from the chat room that he said he followed Disney down perfectly and he posted it in the inner circle.
Listen,
with his charts.
He crushed it. He posted he was short in the morning. He posted an update and he was leaving runners, I think. And then he said he exited everything else in the middle of the afternoon or late in the afternoon. And then he said, I have a confession. I left a couple of puts or something. So I said, those don't count. You told me you got out. I'm out. So I said, those don't count. The Chat GPT is an amazing tool. I'm looking to get long GoPro. I'm waiting for the double bounce. GoPro could really collapse down to below 5. So I have alerts. Alert me here and alert me here. Actually, I'm going to bump this up.
Yeah, and I just want to repeat it here really quick, Nick, because I'm getting a lot of questions of confusion. Folks, the only way to get the deal is if you call the number or email. The checkout will show you the full price. If you click on it, it says 6,000. The only way to get the $19.97 for 2 years is to call or email. And if you send the email, make sure to put in the number and expect a call back because it's until midnight.
Okay, so somebody's asking Snow. I was looking for a stabilization ascending channel. It didn't work, although you could call it an ascending channel, very gentle. So they are kind of buying dips, quad bottom here. So here's the deal on that. This is a daily chart. It's not very scientific. Unfortunately, it's going into an earnings. I wish it wasn't, because if you naturally let it go and naturally break out of this, it can go to 220. With an earnings report, it's a freaking coin flip, people. You don't believe it is? Oh, but they're going to do great. It doesn't matter how great they do. It's a coin flip. The reaction on the earnings report matters for the longer term, but the reaction on the earnings has nothing to do with the quality of the report. Okay, so it is not a good idea to invest in it. If I'm long, I would protect myself a little bit, but I'll stay long. Short term, the bulls are in charge. They're buying dips. I do have a head and shoulders. Let me say it this way: you have just as equal an opportunity to be a 185 in a couple of weeks as in 144. Make your decision. I have an answer for that. I say it so much that I built the bot for it. Check it out. I built a bot that does it. Look, not an obvious entry point. Don't ever take a trade that says not an obvious entry point, because you're guessing. Make sure you know you're guessing. Tesla on puts, never short Tesla. However, I called Tesla down to 100 from when it was 205. I said, because it lost 215-ish and it couldn't recover it, this is where it's going. Look at my purple arrows. I'm going to delete that for now. Look at my purple arrows. That was my arrow, and that was the official target of that arrow. It came within $2 of double digits. Nobody believed me when I said it up here. I did it for NVIDIA. I did it for Bitcoin. I did it for AMD and the stock market in general. Apple averted its disaster. So charts matter. If you don't believe in charts, you are forcing yourself to be blind. So somebody that wants to short Tesla, this is a good place to short Tesla. Somebody that wants to short Tesla, listen to these words. Don't ever short Tesla. The easiest way to make money off of Tesla is to get long it when everybody hates it. Somebody in my group, somewhere here, when it was 108, 120, 115, something, when it was falling, collapsing, they couldn't believe how low it went. I said, what do you mean you couldn't believe it? I told you about it. Said, hey, Nick, I'm looking to buy a May $60 put in Tesla. What do you think? I said, listen to what I said. I said, I will sell you that put.
Yeah, Nick, they're sending you hearts here, man. People are loving you here.
Yeah, and I went out live and I sold puts that he wanted to sell. I sold them for May and I sold them for March. I loved it so much, I did it even in my practice account. I'll show you what these trades did. Those are them. I collected 350, not 335. This is the practice account. They don't give you full price. And I collected $215, $220 for this one. They both went to maximum gains. So I sold them and collected basically $500. All I had to say, yes, I will buy Tesla at 60. 60. Somebody freaked the fudge out that they were so afraid they wanted me to buy their shares at 60. I said, I'll buy your shares at 60. My break-even point would have been under 57. Who wouldn't want that? Somebody who doesn't believe, somebody who doesn't know how to read the P&L wants that. You look at the Tesla P&L, it's better than Ford and GM put together. But the perception is that it's a crappy company, and it's so far from it. And I'm not a fan of Tesla, believe me. And I'm realistic. And I used to short Tesla before, and I didn't lose money on it because I used to sell calls way out of the money. No.
Yeah, I know you were doing you've done a few credits, some credit put spreads that, I mean, that's the bread and butter. So listen really quick here. Darius asking, do you have to be logged into the trading room to get the trade alert? So Darius,
no.
You have push notifications on the live room, but Nick, you can answer that one in detail.
So if you want to trade fast, you need to be in the room. I don't post anything that's fast, get in here, get out here, outside of the live room. But the Affirm setup that has time on the clock, I share it in writing and post it in the chat room. And the editors there take it and they push it however you tell them you want to receive your messages. Text messages or emails, I don't know what they have. I know I get emails, so the emails look good. They used to have text messages. I don't know if they still have them.
Paul is basically saying, is it common to see a scalp signals or alerts in the live room when you're live with them?
In the live, that's all we do all day. And whenever we have downtime, somebody says, hey, what do you think about Mara? Like somebody just popped in here and said Mara, right? So I'll tell you what I think about Mara. I'll say, don't play with Mara. I'll ask you, why are you trading Mara? And I'm asking, really, I need to know, why are you trading Mara? Because the way I answer the question about Mara is a Bitcoin trade, right? No. Is it? Yes. Mara is a Bitcoin trade, crypto trade. So I bought crypto at the bottom. My entry price in Ethereum coins, the Ether, under $900. The cheapest I bought Solana was in the tens. Let's call it 11. And I'm long a few other coins. So I called the drop in crypto from 2021 the top. I said it's going to go back to the breakout, which was 22 to 19. It did. It went a little bit further. I got in big. I got people into Bito. So the reason why I don't like to trade Mara, Riot, Coin, not because they're bad companies. So when I invest or trade, I want to eliminate as many variables as possible. Okay. So I decided to eliminate everything that I can't control, as many of them as possible. With Mara, so you have the variable of the stock market, because it's a company, and then you have the variable of the Bitcoin crypto prices. So let's say the market is rallying and crypto's falling, you're screwed. Let's say crypto is falling and markets are falling, you're screwed. So you have just double the variables. So why not trade Bito? So you're trading Bitcoin. You're basically, if Mara is rallying, Bito's rallying. Okay. And it's a lot cheaper. Let's do that. Let's do that experiment. Let's put in Bito in here. What do you do? So let me say this. If you believe in crypto or not, I'm not here to sell you on crypto. I'm going to make two statements. I can guarantee you that in your lifetime, you're going to deal with crypto on a daily basis. I can guarantee it. Everything in your life is going digital. Why not money? Money is not going to be the exception. It's going to be digital, cash. So you're going to use crypto. Now, I'm not saying you're going to buy coins, specific coins, but you're going to deal with crypto technology. So that's a statement. The second statement, I'm doing extremely well on my crypto trades. I have no idea if I'm going to have my money when I need it. What does that mean? I put my money in crypto.com. I'm not recommending it. I did homework and I picked it. And I don't know if they're going to fold, right? So I'm doing great in my trades. I have no idea if my money is going to be there. So how do I trade in crypto without that risk? How can I do as well as Nick is doing without that risk? In comes Bito, B-I-T-O. Before I put it, that's that white line. This is Mara, this is Bito. They move hand in hand. So trade Mara using Bito. A 10, here, it was $10 when I recommended it to the gang. Bito is an ETF that tracks Bitcoin futures, BTCF, okay? So if Bitcoin rallies, if crypto's rallying, Bito rallies. We got in the 11th officially, and I sent out a few trades that were selling puts, which we never got assigned. Every week I was making $200 from selling puts in Bito, saying, I'll buy Bitcoin, and nobody sold them to me. So, okay. So this is not an obvious entry point, but I'm holding mine. I'm up huge on my Bito. I said, you can scalp, you can close your wins. I'm keeping mine. So here's what happens with this stock. So we had a dip here and it failed. We had a dip here and it failed. Look at where it failed, about the same place. We're having a dip. We have support. If this support holds, excuse me, and it comes back to here and they're able to take this out, this is the upside potential from here. So if this happens, you can think what Bitcoin would be at. I'll tell you where I'm going to close my Bitcoin when it hits 44, 42 to 46. That's when I'll close my trades. Why? Because I know we will have another drawdown. I'll keep runners and I'll reload on the next freak out. What? Yes, that's how investment works. You make decisions, you take risks, not because of what everybody else is feeling. In fact, do the opposite of what everybody else is feeling. You'll probably be more often right than wrong. We're humans. We are programmed to chase. I'll tell you a story. I call it the Barracuda story. I was in Cancun on vacation with my son and his friend, and we were body surfing. So you wade in water up to here, and you wait for waves to ride them back to the shore. We see a barracuda, and it was like vertical, looked weird. I was like, oh, look at it, it's dead. And by the time I looked back at it, it was gone. Like, uh-oh, it's not dead. And it's heading toward us. I mean, it's not going to eat me alive, but it's pretty freaking big. So I turn around and we start running to the shore. This lady's walking out, turns around and starts running with us and goes, what are we running from? So that's what we do. We're humans. We are chasers. We see people running one direction, we chase them either away from fear or into something, and we don't know what that something is. So we are herd animals. We tend to chase. In the stock market, you need to turn that off and flip it upside down. If somebody's running out of a room scared, you put your head in there to see if they left their wallet. Opportunity might be in there. So listen to Buffett. He's not a trader, but he's a great investor. But the concept is the same. When people are freaking the fudge out, you look around and see what you can take advantage of. Who is panicking? Take their mistake. Make money off of other people's mistakes. So when you take a big bet before the earnings, you're opening yourself to a coin flip result. I would rather take money from you the next day if I disagree with your move. Like what happened today. Disney went up, Doc jumped in and said, you guys are wrong, I'm buying a put. He crushed it because he did the homework, he waited. Somebody else made the mistake chasing a freaking headline that means nothing to the business itself and said, oh, I'll take the money from you. Genius. So if you're smarter, if you trade in groups like a market maker, we're always thinking like a market maker. I sell options for a living, which makes me always thinking, how can I make money off of you? You want to buy something? I'm looking to sell it. I don't sell willy-nilly. I sold in Bito because I'm willing to own it. I sold in Affirm because I'm willing to own it. I don't sell in GME crap or BBBY crap. Those companies are going out of business. Or AMC crap. You can trade them, but I don't sell puts on them to own them. All right, let's do another ticker. Hit me with another ticker.
All right, just letting you go. Nick is hot today, so we got Nick on a good mood.
Oh Jesus, what is this?
But listen, we don't talk much about this, but the truth is, man, that the community is great. I love all the members there. Doc, PDX, James. We have so many cool folks there that have been trading and seeing their progress, Nick, since I remember when we launched this chat room, you and me, and now it's such a great resource for all these traders around the world, right? Because we got people from Finland. We got a huge crowd of fans in Nigeria.
I got a list. I got a list from you. I have a list today of all the people that were in the room today. Listen, we have Aberdeen, that's Maryland, Dallas, Toronto, LA, Chicago, Miami, Denver, New York, Scottsdale, Mount Arlington, Honolulu, Minneapolis, Toronto, New Haven, Cedar Rapids, Decatur, Bavaria, Germany, Munich, Crystal Lake, I don't know what that is, St. Louis Obispo, right here in Irvine, Madison, Chapel Hill. This is just late in the day. Puerto Rico, we're all over the place.
Right. Well, that's the thing. We got Naski. Good
Quebec.
to see you here, my man. There's a lot of folks here, Nick, that they love coming and watching you,
London.
hearing your opinion. Because the truth is, man, the news is so you know how it is always. So it's really hard to just try to trade what you see on CNBC or things like that, instead of trading with real traders, not with journalists, right? It's a totally different feeling. We got London, Narinder. What's going on, man? All the members coming out of the woodworks. Quebec, Washington, D.C., Columbia, Miami. Let's go. Here is midnight, and we enjoy Nick. Where is that? In London? Good. Nick, you got fans all over the world. I think every country that you got at least one Nick Chahine fan.
Pittsburgh. Yeah, I like it because we're diverse. We have a bunch of people speaking Arabic, a bunch of people speaking Spanish. I throw in a few languages in there. So it's pretty fun. So somebody's asking Amazon. Amazon is in a bait. This was a target of a Head and Shoulders. You can see how they fought over this level. They couldn't recover it. It became a problem. They fought over this level. They're trying to recover it. So we're right here right now, right here. This stint is right here. But this is a level to where Amazon has never been this cheap before. It rallied a bit. So let me look at the metrics. Price to sales, 2. This is a company that you should only judge by its sales growth, right? So the PE is not the right thing to look at. You look at how much is the stock price is moving relative to how much sales it brings in. Look, the lower the better, because it's price divided by sales. So if the number is shrinking, that means the stock price relative to the amount of sales a year it gets per share is the stock price is growing less fast than the sales. So that's a good thing. The shrinking number is good. This is half of Apple. So this is half as cheap, twice as cheap as Apple. Apple is twice as expensive as this if you consider the price to sales. They're growth companies. So this was a pretty tough spot, but I think this is also tough to lose. I'm going to make a statement. Google is in the same bucket. If Google and Amazon lose this, the stock market is in deep Rendini. The S&P is falling fast. These guys are not going to do this on their own. Okay, so what happens? I think this is going to hold. I think this has a good chance of holding. I think this has a decent chance of holding. You're hearing my words? I think this will hold, which means if it falls to here, I will get long with stops. I think this has a good chance of holding, which means if it falls here, I get long with stops. I think this has a decent, so good, decent chance of holding. This tough resistance, this very pivotal zone resistance. So if they take their time coming back, fail, come back, fail, come back in an ascending channel, that's what you need. Buy the dips, tackle this guy, you get back to here. Now, if I buy calls, I better put time on the clock. If I buy shares, kudos. If I go all in, no. Okay, so never average down. Never average down. Ever. What? No, never. I'll tell you the difference. If you usually do 300 shares of something, start with 100. Then you average in, which means what? I buy 100, it comes down to here, I buy another 100. I'm not averaging down, I'm averaging in. Averaging down is going all in with 300, it falling to here, and then adding another 100. You just made your problem bigger. No. You pick your risk size, you determine how much of it you want to deploy, and you deploy the rest to get you into a better price. Never average down, average in. Different. Okay, so Amazon, I like the company. There's nothing wrong with it. Short term, you do have a problem, and you do have support, and I walked you through it. Whew. All right, South Australia. Hey, just so you know, my Google robot, whatever, assistant has an Australian accent. I'm a fan. CRM. Okay, let's do CRM. Nobody asked for CRM today. That's weird. It's like it's off the radar. Look at this trend. Wow. Okay, so these are not regular candles. I should say that. This is regular candles. If you've never used Heiken Ashi candles, you should use them. They bring out, look how much smoother the action is. And you get no tails when you have a trend. Very easy way to, oh, do we have a trend? Yeah, there are no tails. It's a trend. Where is indecision? Anything with tails. So Heiken Ashi candles, super good. Very simple to understand. If you want to get fancy, you get into Renko candles. That's the same chart. What is this? Yeah, you should study it. It speaks volume. So we do study a whole bunch of stuff. We are pretty good technicians. In plain, simple English, I am not from Wall Street. I started out as an engineer. I'm an electrical engineer. Okay, so here's what we talk about CRM. This is what I say. If you're not long, you kind of missed it. This candle is pretty scary. It's better bought on a dip. This is a daily chart. So this is the big picture. If it falls into 162 to 152, that would be a great entry point. It will cover this gap, fall into moving averages. This moving average is the fastest one. If this red one crosses the yellow one, that's even better, because now we have the faster ones curling up and the slower one taking its time. So then when they drop, they will have buying power. Drop, take this out. Yeah, but it's too high. It's not an obvious entry point. If my mother comes to me, she's 90 something, says, "Hey, I'm looking to invest in CRM." She's like, "Mom, you better wait out a little bit. This is what? What is this? What is this?" It is not an obvious entry point. My robot failed. I'm drawing a blank. There it is. Not an obvious entry point. Yeah, definitely. God bless. She lives in Lebanon, by the way. Oh my God, what a mess that place is right now. Oh my God.
Hey, Nick, really quick here. Just want to let the folks know. So we went ahead and we basically updated the checkout, folks. So if you look in the checkout, you will have the option there to do the 1997, which is for the 2 years, and for the lifetime as well. Utpal, you guys can select that as well. Link is in the Zoom chat. Please, folks, click on that so that you can see wherever it says 1997, that's going to be for the 2 years. We're making the adjustment on the back end. Again, it's only available until midnight. You got 24 hours basically for this to pretty much go away. And they were very strict about this. Trust me, they've told us before. So there's the link, folks, so that you guys can do it.
Yeah, you
Anybody
should.
that joins while we're live, we'll get a couple extra things there.
I'm seriously not happy about that price, by the way. I just found out about it. Anyway, it's your deal. So here's the thing, which means you guys should take care of it. I mean, take advantage of it. So somebody's asking about UUP. I'm going to share a painful story. It's actually not painful. It was painful process, but the story has a happy ending. This is my chart on the UUP. What? I shorted the UUP. It was red for the group. I shared it. It was a simple buy a put and sit on it. I said the dollar should collapse. It took for freaking ever to get this drop. And it was red, 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 red. Whoosh. I think it was November 11th or 10th. Whoa. And I'm looking on my phone. I wasn't even in the office. It's like, oh my God, we're up 40%. Sent a message, close it, close it, close it, close it. So clearly these charts were there for weeks and months. Finally, they all played out. They came almost to my target. This was my final target, almost. So a couple of days ago, one of my colleagues in Benzinga mentioned that he was going long the UUP, and I hope he didn't get stopped out. Today, if I was long the UUP and this happened, so I started off wrong, I would have used this pop to get out, because this is a ticker that doesn't forgive many mistakes. First of all, make sure you have time on the clock. Never do spreads on it. So if you want to take a bet up or down, I'm not going to sway your opinion. I'll give you my opinion in a second. You would go out in time and buy at or in the money call or put. So put at least a month on the clock. Don't mess around with the cheap calls or puts at the money or in the money, because you may guess the right direction and you never get paid on it. So let's talk concept. The dollar gets stronger if the central banks is hawkish. Let me put it in plain, simple English. When the central bank, Powell, is doing bad things for the economy, that strengthens the dollar. So this rally was based on the fear that the Fed is raising rates. The fact that the dollar crashed from it means the market is ahead of the Fed's game. So they already priced in them stopping raising rates, because part of it, the dollar is collapsing. Thank God for the world that the dollar is collapsing, because we are exporting inflation like you wouldn't believe when this happens. Everything that's sold in dollar shortage everywhere. I'll give you an example. My mother lives in Lebanon. She has plenty of money in the bank. She's flat broke because the banks, the countries, the smaller countries are broke because of it. They can't do anything when the dollar takes off. So long the dollar here, I don't believe it, although it can happen. I would rather buy it lower at the risk of missing out. The closer it comes down, the UUP, the closer the UUP comes down to 2760, the better it is for me. I know we're talking pennies, but that's a lot of money in options talk. So I want them to fill this gap. I want them to double test this one. I'm not convinced that it stopped falling. So let's go lower time frames to see if we can get some clues. So on the lower time frame, Okay, so the bulls, we are here, right here. So you see how they tried to cross the moving averages and then fell below. They're crossing the moving averages and they're falling into them. So we are here somewhere, except this time they're bouncing. That's different than here. So I want to see how well they do with that. Is this the rounding bottom? So this will be a trigger long. This will be a better trigger long, or buy the dip into this and stop out. I would rather buy it lower. So if I needed a small box to put on the UUP, I would put it here. I want to see the battle of this. Actually, I'll tuck it up. I put an alert here to wake me up to try to buy it into this. That's UUP.
Yeah, Michael has a good question. Are we able to private message Nick? Yes, you can send Nick private messages where you can actually create a trading plan, right? Where you can tell Nick specifics. Okay, Nick, this is my account size. This is how much I'm willing to risk. This is what I want to make per day. That's how you get started.
Let me elaborate. You see all these shares? Somebody messaged me and she said she owns these companies and she wants to sell covered calls. So I said, let me buy them on paper so I can sell those covered calls with you. And I did a video for her in order to tell her what I would do with what. So I had to mimic buying shares like her. And so I can tell her which covered calls to sell. By the way, hot damn. What? I wish I had seen this. Okay, so I don't know if this quote is right. I issued a trade to buy this put for the group to short BX, and it was $400. I want to go see. Hot damn, what are you, 6,000 years old? Wow. Did we make money today on this one? Holy moly. We bought this for $4. And I also said I could sell a call spread too. Call vertical. It wasn't 4 cents. It was 12, 13 cents. But when you do it on paper, they don't let you take the credit. So I had to log it. I know this was 400. I know that for a fact. Now it's 540. So if someone did both, they shorted the stock for almost free and they're rolling in dough. I need to send out a note to tell them to close that trade. Oh, speaking of which, yes, I do share trade alerts. So this is my scoreboard for the inner circle, for the ultimate group of inner circle. This is the results of the trades. This column. I'm going to flip back to the front. Okay, Lockheed. I did an Iron Condor, the credit put spread, and then we had balloon war talk. So I said, close the credit call spread for a scratch. I think we closed it for 60 cents, 60, and we collected 55. So this one yielded $110 in income per contract, and we had to pay back 60 to get out of trouble. It probably will work out in the end. I didn't want to chance it. Microsoft is expiring tomorrow for maximum gains, so that's $27 per contract out of thin air. MasterCard, I did an Iron Condor, collected $110 per contract. By the way, this expires tomorrow, also for maximum gains. If indeed it does, that is more than 25% yield since January 26th. This one, Google is in trouble. I sold the put spread a little bit too early. It's under fire, but as long as Google closes above 89 on March 3rd, I'm good. I can deal with this heat, no issues. NVIDIA 1, DPZ 1, IWM 1, NVIDIA another one. I may have double logged it, maybe not. Disney, I had an issue with the credit call spread. And it was an Iron Condor. The credit call spread side lost money. GoPro 1, I'm looking to reload. Square, I wouldn't chase now, 1. Airbnb 1, XLE, Iron Condor. Who does that? That was a tough trade, but it did win. Starbucks 1, Deere 1. And they're not all bullish. I shorted CMI very well. It was a tough trade, but we won. So you can see, yeah, I do share trades. And some people are talking here. Okay, so you can tell we do good work. We do real work, not good, real down to earth. Not that I'm bragging, by good is what I meant. Down to earth, plain simple
shout
English.
Out here to Michael. Michael's the newest family member here. He just joined. Let's go.
The enhanced trades, I don't have them loaded, and I don't want to go into
that's all part of the live room there, Ishwar. So it's all part of the live room. It's one single thing. That's the thing we got there on the link there. But Nick, so basically there's a
Let me see.
lot of, I'm going to run a quick poll here, folks, and you're going to be surprised, right? We all know that everybody here is trading alone, okay? But the other thing here that I want to show up, because Nick has some strategies, right? Every poll is 100% anonymous. Look, folks, I've blown up my account. When I started, I didn't have any guidance. I didn't really have anybody to coach me, mentor me. Really, the whole point and focus of this conversation right now is so that we can make sure that few things, you're not trading alone, that you understand that you don't have to do this alone. You don't have to go through this by yourself, trying to figure it out, blowing account after account after account. There's only so many hits you can take, right? And sometimes we have to put the ego aside. So we ran a quick poll here on how many, if someone has ever blown up one or more account. We have about 75 people of 100. So I guess that's enough of a sample size, I guess, folks, if you're doing that poll. All right, we finished the poll. All right, folks, Nick, look at that. So 60% of the people that are in this count have at one point have blown up one or more accounts. I know you have strategies to avoid that, especially for new traders. Do you guys want to go over some of those strategies? Put a 1 in the chat if you guys want us to go through some of those strategies to avoid account destruction.
.com.
And we can go over that together because all right, send me an email, Eric. Okay, Lorraine, what's going on, Lorraine? Is Nover, Edward, Ryer. Okay, Nick.
So listen. Hot off the press. I just got my phone buzzed. I opened it. It's an email from a member. His name is Gint. I believe we did one-on-one with him. You sold him on like a 16-week program. So I believe he's also a lifetime member now. So he's in the live room all day. This is a gentleman who's about 10 years older than me, very well accomplished, trades Apple actively every day, big money. And he is super smart now at his the way he approaches things. So he's developed his skills by being in the group over a period, probably a year. So he just emailed me. So we discussed during the live session, he heard some words and he just emailed me asking, hey, which Wolf Wave scanner do you use? Right? So he heard me say it. So I came in here and I shared the 2 I use with him. So that's the kind of community we have. I know who he is. He pops into in fact, he might be in here actually now. I don't know, but he was in the live room earlier today. So that's the kind of community we have. He can send me emails if he wants to. I hope not everybody sends me emails because then I become not efficient, but he earned the right. He's a lifetime member. He spent 16 weeks with me one-on-one, a couple of hours a day, a couple of hours a week. So he has my email address and I respond to him pretty quickly, but most people use the chat room. So that's the kind of back and forth. He's adding to his skills. And I got to tell you something. He came to me and he said, man, on the way up, I had a system that was working perfectly. And then on the way down, that system broke down completely. So we sat down and said, okay, so let's change this, let's change that. And then he on his own figured out how to do it. He broke up his account into 3 different accounts. He did one thing in one account, one thing in another account, and one thing in another account. So now he can hold accountable what system is working. Genius.
Right. Jeremy, a couple folks ask, okay, so just to kind of wrap this question up because it keeps popping up. The link is in the chat, folks. The link to join Nick Chahine is in the chat. The annual says 1997. Today only, we're doing the 1997 for 2 years. It's 1 year, but we're doing it for 2 years till midnight. And for all the folks that do want to do the lifetime, just know you'll get some goodies. But Nick, to be honest here, I know that, it's not just the trades, it's not just the education. The community itself makes a huge impact, a huge difference, especially if you're new, right? Because there's so many pump and dump chat rooms. You got these places like Wall Street Bets, people trying to do that. And I think it's something that every trader, goes through when they're starting. But you do have to take this seriously, like a career. The live room, the chat room, that is a workplace. It's not just a chat room. It is a real workplace for people that are there full-time and part-time trading. It's for people that have maybe a full-time job or a part-time job, and they want to make additional income. There's people even, believe it or not, that they have a full-time job and they're able to make more than what they make in their job in the chat room with Nick than they do in their normal job. So supplemental income, additional income, full-time income, that's up to you.
We have full-time traders and wannabe full-time traders and part-time traders and traders that cannot be in the live room at all. Like, I forgot the name of the person that said, if he didn't have a job, if he can't be in the live room, will he be missing out? So if I have a full-time job and I belong to Nick's group, I will have the opportunity to make one trade a day. All I have to do is read the comments that come in to my inbox and say, okay, I like this trade. Like, somebody got my comments today about Affirm. They might have looked at it and was like, that guy's crazy, I'm not taking that trade. Or they would have looked at it, oh, I can't do that, I'm already long PayPal. Or no, I don't want to do that because PayPal reports and they might move together. That reminds me, what did PayPal do? Wow, what the fudge? That's great. Nothing happened. That's exactly what I said is going to happen. Let me see. Not exactly. Let me see what I said. I read the options today, and let's put a grade on it for Nick. Mind you, I had a migraine, so I'll blame the migraine if I was wrong. I said PayPal options suggest support into 75 or 74.5. So they found support. That's 75, and 74.5 is here. So they went a little deeper, but they found support. So I was correct. Buy the dip if it comes. That was the comment before the market closed. There is resistance above, so rallies would need a good reason. Ta-da! So the rally got blown away. So this comment would tell me, if somebody gives me this comment, I wouldn't buy calls. I would be ready to buy the dip. And if I bought the dip after hours, I made a lot of money. Holy cow, that's a lot of money. What is that, $8? $10 if you nailed it. Wow. And now what? It's going to open nothing, barely a scratch. So what happened to my stock? Affirm. They're kind of the same company segment. Affirm is falling a little bit. That's fine with me. So I didn't nail the bottom in Affirm. I sold the put sometime in the morning. I don't know, somewhere here. But I don't really care which exactly where I sell it. So the somebody just is asking me, they're having a debate, sidebar, about 0 DTE. So we do a lot of iron condors on 0 DTE. By the way, I have like 10 minutes left in me, brother, and then I have to bail. So 0 DTE means options that expire the same day. And this year, we got the infusion of the SPY, SPX, XSP, QQQ, not the IWM. They now expire every day. So you have a set of contracts that you can trade and die the same day. So those are exciting. Today, you had to be good in order not to get blown out. And but normally they deliver 18 to 25% relatively easy money. What is that level? Look at these. That is pretty important. I'm going to put a line there. So they're having discussion as to, hey, is this another way market maker is taking advantage of people? The 0 DTE, how many of these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What's the number? So octagon, what's 7? Septa, hepta, what is it? What is the word for 7? The 7. How about the 7? I want to remember it like tomorrow. 450. All right, there we go. This is an important level. You don't see candles like this often. This is a 1-minute candle. So they're having discussion. These are 15-second candles. Look at that, flat top. That's an important spot to watch. In case you're taking notes, that's 1327. Okay, so the discussion on 0 DTE, it's another way for us to fail. I disagree. It's another opportunity for somebody who's willing to trade like a market maker. If you're saying, if they're right, that this is another place where the retail people can fail, okay, let's flip it. Let's trade like market makers. Look at the volume on that spot. So it's no joke, whatever happened here. I don't know what happened here, but that's not a joke. So if you trade like a market maker, that's good news. You just have more opportunities. That is an interesting spot we just found.
Right. So Nick, so we have about 10 minutes here with you. And after that, I'm going to give them a live view of the live room. So in these 10 minutes that we got here, you in, afterwards, we're going to show them the chat room, show them everything. For everybody that sent me their email to call them, just know as soon as we finish here, I will call you. But Nick, give us basically wrap it up here for the folks that are definitely trying to learn with you in the options, what you expect to see with the chat members and why they should join the chat room with you.
Okay. Join for all the reasons we've been rambling off here. It's a lot of fun. It's very productive. I'm going to guarantee you'll become a smarter trader and investor once you leave our room. We are unconventional. We learn from other people. Like you heard me mention somebody else's trade. I don't mind. I'll look at other people's trade, and if I like it, I'll join them. Yeah, that was Chris's trade, by the way. Somebody's asking. And I'll answer your question differently. Somebody says, Barry says, what chart style should I learn using YouTube? Dude or dudette, I'm your YouTube 9 hours a day. You just pop in here. You'll have a full-blown lesson live with money making up and earn. You have the opportunity to earn. And by the way, if you join and you've never done this before, I'm begging you to not use real money. Use fake money. Use paper trading until you develop a system. It's crazy when I see people jump in and they do a credit spread and they come to me, how do I close this? What? No. You don't take a trade, you don't know how to close. What kind of a question is this? Irresponsible behavior. Please use paper trading to get your feet under you. And I do have a YouTube channel, but I'm live with you. So I learned everything by trial and error. I did a few homework here and a few homework there. I found a couple of YouTube places where I wanted to learn a particular thing. Like, for example, I mentioned Wolf Wave. I love that thing. It is so accurate predicting levels. I have no idea how to handle time. I did homework. I watched several YouTube channels. Couldn't find anybody that could explain it. I liked harmonics. Now I can use them to make a living. I don't need anything else. I don't know how to draw harmonics. I know how to use the harmonic tool like nobody's business. Then again, there are some things that nobody can explain. Charting wise, I use TradingView. It is good. It's not the best. I've used TrendSpider. It is very good. The support is very good. There's chart built into the Benzinga platform. I don't think they're as powerful as a full-blown trading thing. The good blend of everything. If you need a trading platform, Thinkorswim has insanely good charts. Pretty complicated platform, but it's worth the effort. I'm not recommending it because people complain about it too. I definitely don't want you to get an E-Trade account as far as options. It's very easy to learn. It's very good for options, but it is full of bugs. Tastyworks, love the platform, hate the options chain. For some reason, I have a 49-inch wide monitor. I cannot see more than 4 columns on the options chain. What? And 2 columns are reserved for bid and ask. I don't want bid and ask. I don't want them. I can't even resize the column smaller. Nope. They're right in the middle. They're the best place where I want to put stuff I want to see, and they force me to see bid and ask. I can't take them out. Tradier it's a combination of everything, right? I've never used it. They came to me for white labeling. I did not go there. It seemed more for foreign, like outside the US, maybe it'll work. I don't know, Rhonda. And I think the benefit of Tradier where you can put other brokers in, I'm not very familiar, but they came to me. We talked at one point a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago.
Right. And I don't think I'll
True.
show them here in a bit, but I don't know if you showed them there, Nick, the videos that you have on what's a call, what's a put.
I did show them. I show again. So if somebody's getting started, you have a help page. There are static evergreen videos. Like I said, I do have other videos that I share. Like I have one for the iron condors that's not here. That one person asked me for an explanation of what cover calls she should sell. I shared a whole video for that.
Right. And don't forget, the folks, you can private message Nick in the live room. You can have a conversation.
In the live room, you can private message me. In the chat room, you can private message me. Here's the bottom line. If you need to reach me anywhere, I'm available almost everywhere, almost around the clock. So tell me who does that. Find me one place where the principal person in the service shares their screen 9 hours a day. I was in this chair at 3:55 this morning, my time. What is it now? It is 3:40. Count the hours. I took a couple of breaks. I took a small nap because of my headache. I walked the dog. Did I today? No, I did not walk the dog today. Yesterday I did. All in order because it was a busy day and I was under the weather. So it is the value is there. If you want to learn how to trade better than you are right now, if you want to trade with friends, I guarantee you 300 plus traders live every day. You're going to find somebody that trades like you, and you're going to start sharing. People share ideas, trades all day. Everybody's respectful, and there is no, it's not like a Discord where you can't hear it through the noise. Very nice, very calm, very methodical. Every once in a
no
while,
politics, no nothing like that, just trading basically.
yeah, every once in a while, definitely no politics. Every once in a while I slip and I cuss. So somebody bought me a cowbell. So I have to cowbell. And somebody else, Larry, gave me a coin, a challenge coin, but I'm not drinking coffee anymore a lot. So I don't have a cup with me to throw it in it. So I'm using the cowbell.
Right. Well, Nick, I want to give you a big shout out here, man. Everybody, thank Nick for being here with us, being so kind with his time the whole day, and on
Listen,
top of that,
I
being here with
freaking
us.
love this. I love this. I can't
this is
wait to
great.
get in the morning and sit at my desk. I absolutely love it. And that's what feeds me. Okay, I'm well compensated for it, but I think the value is more than there. And the fact that I love it, it's just, it shows. You want to learn something, I want to learn it if I don't know it. I just got into other types of candles and I'm learning those. Somebody wanted to do something else. I'm willing to learn whatever you want to learn. All right, I'm out.
All right, there we go, Nick, out with a bang. Thanks a lot there, Nick. Appreciate you. I'll see you in the chat room tomorrow, right? So
I will be.
all right, folks. So I want to really quick here. It's going to be till midnight, VG. But really quick for all the folks that did sign up, just know, really quick, folks, even though it says 1997 for the year in the checkout, it is for 2 years. Again, until midnight. Yes, I am here. Yes. So if you do get the lifetime, that's a one-time payment. That's, for everybody that's serious and committed, that really is just trying to focus on the trading and the community there, all the benefits that comes with. Folks, for everybody that joins, a few things here, right? This is the live room. Okay. And the live room is the blue chat room, what you're seeing here. The live session is this right here. That's where you log into the live session where Nick is sharing his screen, webinar style. Everybody can ask questions, private message. He's sharing his screen, showing you technical analysis. If you have a question on SPX, on SPY, on the Qs, on the IWM, on anything, any stock you're trading, and you want to get Nick's feedback on the trade or the levels that you're looking at to place a trade, there's no better place. He's showing you the charts. A lot of people do learn technical analysis there. Other people just want the trades. Other people want the education, the community. I can tell you, folks, it's a great place all around. It's the best options chat room in the world. I know because I launched it with Nick, and everything here is tailored to make you a better trader. That is the whole point, the whole goal, the whole mission of this live room is to help you become a better trader. And we can all do that. Nobody's a perfect trader. Everybody makes mistakes as a trader, as a human being. But the good thing here is that you'll be surrounded by a community that's supporting you, helping you throughout your journey, right? Nothing's overnight, but it's a lot easier if you have hundreds of people helping you and you have an instructor like Nick Chahine. So once you sign up, folks, you will look for this post. It comes out in the morning. This post is about 8 a.m. where it's pretty much put out, 8 to 8:30 a.m. That's whenever he puts it out here. You just click here, you download that conference call. It's basically like a Zoom thing. And then you'll log in. It does have a passcode that changes weekly, just for you to know. You'll have every single index charted out, SPY, Qs, IWM, futures. I was having a great conversation with somebody about them trading futures and trading the NASDAQ as well. So this is where you can get the charts of the futures, all right? Now, this is the Inner Circle chat. There's 2 channels here. Inner Circle chat. We got Doc in the house there. What's up? And then you have Nick's important messages. If you see here, one of these bells is yellow, okay? I put that so that I can get a sound alert, a pop, when an alert, basically, whenever Nick is posting in this chat room. If you cannot be in the chat room the entire day, that's fine, because trades like this that he's posting in there, okay, entries and things like that, credit put spreads, iron condors, butterflies, all that stuff. If he's posting it in the blue chat room, you will get a push notification on your phone. You download the Benzinga app, you log in with your credentials, and then all you have to do is wait for that alert to come in. So you don't have to be in the live room. And these trades are great for people that have full-time jobs or part-time jobs, but they want to be on top of their trading as well. I told you the example earlier today. Several people that I talk with make more with Nick Chahine in his chat room than what they do in their full-time 9-to-5 job. That can be you. There's no reason why that cannot be you at all. We have the community, we have the resources. You have Nick the entire day. He cannot give you any more time out of the day unless we show you Nick when he's sleeping, obviously, because he's there from 8 in the morning. He's up before, but he puts the live session from 8 a.m. Eastern till 5 p.m. plus Eastern. There's not much more time you can request from an individual. And then you also have him on Sundays from 10 a.m. till 1 p.m. Eastern. That's where he goes over about 150 stocks, and you guys pick the stocks. That's the great part. You guys will select it, and from that point on, you can get that review. So just in case, folks, if any of you guys missed it, okay, I want you to know that if you've been waiting to hear what we're doing different tonight with the offer, okay, we've been doing this for a while. We reached to the editorial team, everybody up there, and they did approve something just for tonight, okay? We've been talking about it, but if you missed it, please listen, all right? This offer that we got here, they literally told me that I cannot do this again or offer it to anybody else after it expires, which is literally at midnight, okay? Anybody that signs up for Nick's Inner Circle chat room on the annual package, that's the $19.97 that you see on that link on the checkout. We will be giving you a second year absolutely free. So that's 2 full years of access to the chat room with Nick. We've never done an offer like this before. We don't plan on doing it again. It's not something you can click and buy. Basically, we put it in the checkout. If you do it there, we'll manually update it on the back. But that way, you get the 2-year offers just for people that are watching this that sign up here with us. All right. So for the other questions there, yes, you can ask Nick any question that you want about options. So if you've been holding off on doing this because you wanted to save some money or you were on the fence, this is for you. So don't let this pass you by. I guarantee you with 100% confidence, if you do, you will regret it, because Nick, I mean, based on everything we've showed you, I don't think it's a smart decision not to trade with Nick. A big shout out here, Mary. Welcome to the family. All right, folks. Yes, Scooter, no, there's only annual and lifetime. So I put the contact there in the chat. Correct. That's right, is Nober. If you do want to get this deal, the only way you can do it is to call or email. We put that contact there in the chat so that you guys can do that. Make sure you call, make sure you send an email. I'm going to be talking with some of you folks. Several of you guys have already reached out to me. So make sure that when you email, you include your phone number so that I know that I can call you right away there. So the other thing is that you will be getting 20 email trade alerts a month as part of this special. These are from Nick. They're sent to your email. Lapology says, what's the deal? I just logged on. Okay, I just went over it. So, so normally it's $19.97 for the year. Just for till midnight, we're doing the $19.97 for 2 years. For 2 years, okay? So just keep that in mind. This is only available till midnight. You can call or email me. Apology. That's where you can reach out, call, text, email. I will not be able to do this for anybody after the time expires. I got clear instructions. They even got, a little bit upset at me that I gave you this deal, but they said, look, Rodrigo, you can do it. It's a one-time thing. We're going to let you do this for the folks. And that's great, because if you're on the fence, literally this is Nick Chahine, putting his hand on your shoulder, right? So the 20 email trade alerts a month, those are sent by email. You'll get a call or a credit put spread or covered call, whichever one. We highly recommend that you do the spread itself. The active trading is a lot better when you do it in the live session room, because you have Nick with the live trades, giving you the entries, the levels, and that happens on a daily basis. We do a daily iron condor as well. We do weekly and daily credit put spreads and covered calls. So if you do have a full-time job Don't worry, we got trades for you. We got trades for people with your exact schedule. There's people that I've signed up from this chat room that have all sorts of jobs you can imagine. UPS drivers, some person from the Department of Defense, another person that works at a meat shop, lawyers, executives, like pretty much a lot of doctors too. So it's a great chat room. The community is great. I know a lot of the people personally as well that are in this chat room. They're great individuals. They're wonderful human beings, traders that help each other out. This is more than a chat room. I'm pretty sure you'll make a couple friends in this chat room because everybody there is fully committed to making income and becoming a better trader. And there's nothing more powerful than having hundreds and hundreds of people working together towards the same goal. There's nothing more powerful than that. You got hundreds of people there looking out for your success, including Nick Chahine. So personally, I would definitely join Nick and I would be with him the entire day. If you have questions, make sure to reach out. Pad says, I clicked on the link, but it shows 1997 for the year. Do I need to enter any code? No, anybody that does the sign up from the link tonight will automatically be adjusted for a 2-year subscription. This is something that, again, we don't do this. We're not going to do this again. I've gone through this several times, folks. So Pad, you can use that link on the checkout. Once that happens, it will be set up to be, how do you say it? 2 years, okay? I have a couple of shout outs here that I have to give. One moment. All right, C. Munkel. And also we have Bounty Reels, a couple of folks that signed up live here with us right now. All right, so folks, you can use that checkout, correct. That same link that we're putting in the chat will give you the 1997 for the 2 years. Mr. Phil Harrison, the checkout has the 2 years. Everybody out there that's listening, we also have some great members there. I can tell you. So let's see, Doc's a good friend. And I can tell you that Doc's been there for a while. I remember, I signed up Doc like more than a year ago, I think. He's saying, pinned the close on the spine of the SPX, says, dude, I made over 300% based on a conversation with Nick and another member. Hashtag community trading. Yes, that is true. That does happen. You do, once you have a trading group, a community of educated options traders, you will be around more educated trades, if that makes sense. How do we get access to Nick's room after we sign up? Make sure to check out that email, Munko. You should be getting something there in your email. Scott Hall says, say we sign up and love the service. Could we pay? Yes, Scott, send me an email for all those details. Because remember, today we're doing something that's like, it's something that we don't do and we're not going to do again. So make sure to send me an email. Munkel, it's great having you here. Welcome to the family, of course. The family only gets bigger and things just get better, right? Because you start trading with a group of experienced and educated traders. And that's just going to help you become a better trader. Like, there's a saying of, show me your friends and I'll tell you where you will be in 5 years or something like that. Well, if you're around these guys in the chat room, I can't tell you where you're going to be in 5 years, but I can tell you one thing for sure. You're definitely going to be a better trader all around. So you're going to hang out with good traders, educated traders, experienced traders and mentors. You will improve. The only way you don't improve is like genuinely if you don't want to. That's the only way that you won't be able to do it. Stephen Hall trying to get 2 lifetimes on this deal. Whoa. So Doc, again, really quick, Doc is a great member. We have so many good folks there that are helping each other out. It's magical. It's beautiful. When I saw that, it just, I almost got into tears because you see all these pump and dump chat rooms, these Discord chat rooms, Wall Street bets, all these things. And you see like real people with real families that really are trying to make some money in the markets. They're just following the wrong community. If you want to follow the gambling community, you can go to the casino, but that's not what we're doing here. We're looking for long-term account growth. We are looking for consistency, high probabilities of success, risk and reward. They're 2 different things, but if you want more of one, you have to give up from the other, right? But if you're looking for consistent trades, for a consistent winning strategy, plan that you can do every single day with an instructor, private message him, attend daily meetings for 9 hours back to back, Monday to Friday, and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. This is beyond tutoring. This is holding your hand, making you breakfast, making you lunch, putting you to bed. This is the whole 9 yards what we're talking about. It's more than hand holding. Swear to God, it's more than hand holding. Doc, Doc, that's really funny. PDX, I listen as I trade and I'm still learning. Any questions I just ask and they are answered. I hope to be a top contributor in the short future. PDX, you are a great member. You're a great contributor. And I've seen you help out a lot of the other folks there. So I appreciate everything that the current members do. It definitely is great to see that we have that energy as a team together, which is how we trade as a team. So that's really good. Let's see. What if you have no experience with trading options? Apology. If you have no experience trading options, that's great. I mean, because you do have an opportunity to learn the right way. So I don't know if you've already been trading, even though you don't have the experience, but if you haven't been trading, that's good because you need to get some experience and education under your belt first. I think Doc was saying, like, would you ever, someone there was saying, would you ever get on an airplane if you knew the pilot never took simulated training? You would not, right? So we do have a lot of people that join the room and they do paper trading. Once they do paper trading, they'll feel comfortable with the spreads and condors and that we're doing. Once they feel comfortable with that, they start using real money, but they're using the paper trading. So Doc says, Scott, Rodrigo will hook you up when you're ready for the lifetime. That is a true statement. I will hook you up. I'm known for hooking people up in the industry. So so that is true, Doc. Doc is saying the truth there. Okay, folks. So this is basically the live room. Again, if you do want the educational videos, they're right here. What is a call? What is a put? What is a spread? Credit put spreads. That's the bread and butter. That's what you want. 17 minutes. We're not here to waste your time. These videos are not 20 hours. It's probably like 2 hours, 3 hours, all of these videos or less, right? This is a lesson on why we use the XPX over the SPY options. This is how to trade breakouts versus swings. What type of trade is best? How to pick what type of trade. You can buy calls, you can sell puts. There are several different ways that you can make money, in options, right? It's different if you're just buying and holding. That's Warren Buffett. You're not Warren Buffett. I'm not Warren Buffett. Everybody here is a trader. So these videos are going to basically show you what type of trade is best for you to be able, right, to profit from the volatility. There's like 7 different ways you can profit with options. There's only one way you can do that, buying and holding. So if you're not trading options, you need to get with the plan. That's what everybody's doing, and it's able to help you as a trader, right? PDX, you're absolutely right. Doc says entries and exits posted in the chat room. Spoiler, it was a win. Okay. Floyd, are the video speeds adjustable? I believe so, Paul. So folks, if you do have any questions, I know that a lot of you folks have sent emails and have called. So make sure to do that. That's the only way that you can get the deal. It's not going to give you a 2-year option in the chat. I'm sorry, in the checkout. It's going to say 1 year. We adjust it to 2 years on the back end because, again, this is something we're not going to do again. So if you use the checkout, Pablo Ortega, I got your email. It's going to be adjusted for 2 years in the back end, so you don't have to worry about that. Good question. Good question. All right, let me just take a quick look here to see where things are at. One moment. That's right, Michael. You can do the lifetime package on the checkout. That's absolutely fine. But again, just keep in mind, everything falls apart after midnight. If you don't do it before midnight, I will not be able to do it. And trust me, I did try to fight him on this. They did not budge, okay? They did not budge. I'm always here trying to fight for you guys getting better deals, but they were very strict with this. I have to give a shout out, Mr. Darius B. Chester. Okay, so Darius Libuda, everybody welcome him to the chat room. Doc, everybody give him the welcome. Nick Chahine, no, that's not Nick Chahine. B. Chester. B. Chester, our other new member. I'm going to give you a massive, massive air horn for both of you guys. Everybody welcome the new family members. All right, folks. Sarmiento, I just joined Benzinga and I'm new in trading. Where to start? This is where you start, Sarmiento. Today is not one day. Today is day one for you, okay? Today is where things change and things start to look better for you in your trading, in your P&L, and more importantly, your skill set overall as a trader. There are over 15 or 20 different skill sets that you will need to succeed as a trader. Everything from technical analysis to options analysis. There's so much in these particular things that you need. Yes, Ambasto is until midnight, but send me an email if you have questions or you might not be able to do it till midnight. My contact is there in the chat, and you will be able to basically sharpen all these 15, 20 skill sets that you need to be a successful trader, right? In the chat room, you go over so many different things: technical analysis, fundamentals, charting, moving averages, technical indicators, technical analysis. On top of that, you do reviews, M&As, trade earnings, trade the Fed. There's so many things that really you have out there to trade that, yeah, California time, Mr. Bastos, that you definitely want to make sure that you're in the right community. You have no idea how many, I've talked to like 10,000 people since I've been here. And I can tell you that it's very often where somebody is just following like, somebody on Twitter and things like that. And they end up doing, things that they regret doing trading. And then they usually come after. So my suggestion is to really personally speaking, trader to trader is to, if you really haven't, had the energy or mindset that say, hey, maybe I need some help, it's time to put the ego aside. If the P&L is not showing what you wanted to show, it's okay to put the ego aside and say, hey, look, I need help. And it's not like, you're getting help from a professional, somebody that's been doing this for a long time. You're not the first and you're not the last person that he will help, because in the chat room, we're doing this the whole day. So it's a great community. You'll get help from Nick, from the other members. Yes, Michael. Yes, Michael. So the link is in the checkout, Michael. Everybody that joins for the 1997 gets 2 years unless you do the lifetime. So yeah, you have that link there for you. And just understand that, it's a process. Nothing's overnight. And we're not here promising you nothing overnight here. We're not trying to promise you, dreams or nothing like that. But once you're in the chat room, some people are able to make some really good trades within the same week, and they're already done paying for the subscription, reimbursed, if you will, So unlike buying a TV, unlike buying a microwave, this is actually going to help you make money. So as an example, right? If you can make, if you can make 5,000 in one day, how much would you pay for that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 3,000, whatever. Well, that's basically the whole concept here, right? Where you not only do you make that back, but you make more, and as well, join a community, trade with them, learn. There's no point in making money if you don't know how you made it, right? Because then you're going to lose it just as quick. That's what I've learned in options. Rich, it's on the checkout. It's going to give you the option there. But again, just everybody know, so don't, hold me to it, but it's like, this is till midnight and then everything's going to change. So everything that we're talking right now, it's only till today, right? If you're in California, you're a little lucky, but yeah, that kind of wraps it up here, folks. I do have some calls that I have to make for you guys. Again, the only way you can get the deal is if you do it now, or if you call the number or email before midnight. Lapology, what size account do you need to make these decent profit? I don't know what you mean by decent profit. Decent, what is decent? What's that number? But I can tell you with the iron condors, we're doing on a daily that's yielding 20, 25. So again, that's a daily trade, but we can also extend that trade for a week or a month, depending on the volatility that you're willing to take. Or if you're trying to trade quicker, you can always get that done. Sorry. But the most important thing here, Apology, is that you can actually private message Nick. And you can private message Nick and you can make a strategy that is custom to your goals. For example, you can say, I'm not willing to lose more than X amount per trade. I'm willing to make this much or around this much per trade. And, this is my account size. And so you can get as custom as you want. We do not have a cookie cutter approach. We do not have a one size fits all. We're just not like that. We really strive to make a difference and an impact in your trading journey. And we've noticed that whenever we do allow users to private message and communicate with the instructor directly, it eliminates the fact that some people are shy, right? And it also helps you get custom help, custom guidance, because somebody with a $200,000 account is going to be doing different trades than somebody with a $5,000 account, right? So it's important to know how you can build accounts conservatively, right? Not doing any of these gambling things and going all in on AMC or that stuff. I know a lot of people that have lost tons of money trading meme stocks, and I really don't wish that to anybody. And part of that is getting serious about trading, being able to master the skill sets that you need to be successful. Does everybody want to be successful? Yes. Does everybody want to work and put in the work into the skill sets to do it? No. So it's not that hard. You put in the work, you get out what you put in. That's pretty much it. Now, the difference here is that you actually have an instructor that's walking you by the whole journey, holding your hand, cooking breakfast for you, putting you to bed, like literally doing everything, picking you up, dropping you off. This is more than hand holding, guys. It does not get more hand holdish than this. So with that in mind, folks, I think we're good for the session here. We went over the chat room. We went over how it works, where to join the live session with Nick. There is the Inner Circle chat. This is where everybody's posting. Doc's in the house. You're going to see Doc a lot. He's helping out all the other members as well. Full days? No way. Look at this. So Doc is trading in the chat room. He's a member of the chat room. As you know, he's a famous insurance agent. And account day P&L, 348%. Doc, I'm proud of you, brother. And because of that, because you always help the people out and you've learned so much from Nick, we got a shout out for Doc. No other existing member gets shout outs like this and air horns specifically. So good job, Doc. I really know that, you've always been helping people out, and learning from Nick is definitely, I guess, a privilege nowadays, right? But let's see, we got a couple more questions. At Maioli, I'm interested in your method for selecting the underlying stocks to trade. At Moli, so we're in the chat room the whole day. So stocks are, we're talking about stocks left and right. That's pretty much the whole day there. Okay, are interested in trading. Can I rely on Nick? Yes, absolutely. Rich, I put in the contact there for you, the details. Again, if anybody wants the deal, you have to email, or call me before midnight, and that way we can get it all done for you. Everybody, I want to thank you for being here. It's been a great session. I had a lot of fun. I learned a lot. I appreciate all you guys for being here, dedicating this amount of time for your financial education. If you don't do it, somebody else will do it for you, and that's not good. So folks, thanks a lot. We'll see you guys in the chat room tomorrow. Everybody that emailed, make sure to put in your number, put your phone number so that I can give you a call and we can get you all set up here with Nick. Big shout out. All right, folks. So we're going to wrap it up here. Thanks everybody for showing up. We appreciate you guys, your time and everything. And for those that sent the email, I'll be reaching out to you shortly. And we'll see you guys in the chat room pretty soon. All right, folks, take care and happy trading. All right. Really quick. I've got a question here. Chak Pats. Do we need to email after signing up with the link? Yes. If you sign up, send an email. If you want to sign up, send an email. You can always call as well. But yeah, Chak Pats, make sure to send the email after you sign up, brother. And now we are out now. All right, folks. We'll see you in the chat room tomorrow. All right, folks. And listen, the only reason why I'm back here, okay, it's because we have to give a shout out to P. Ortega, newest member here in the family. Darius, I got you. You signed up. Good to see you there, brother. All right, so it's official now. It is over now. Big shout out to everybody. We'll see you guys tomorrow in the chat room.